Tonight we're on lesson number 5, and lesson number 5 is titled Turn, and it's based on principle 3 and step 3. Principle 3 is we consciously choose to commit my life and my will to Christ's care and control. And step 3 is we made a decision to turn our lives and our wills over to the care of God. So if I can just get a show of hands from everybody here tonight, if you ever experienced any kind of pain, any kind of serious or significant amount of pain in your life, or if you've been hurt in your life that has wounded you to some degree, I just want to get a show of hands, and it's pretty much everybody. Everybody's raising their hand. And I think I would do that anywhere in the world, and we'd get the same response. Because we live in a world of hurting people. We do. And there's one thing that I've learned through my days, is that you and I, and people in general, we're pretty good about covering up our pain. You know, we try to hide our pain and our hurt. And what happens when we try to hide our pain and our hurt? We end up developing harmful habits. Habits that are an attempt to either quiet or cover up that pain. And you know, a lot of us look at bad habits within ourselves or other people or family members or whoever, and we think, oh, you know, that's just a character weakness. It's a character defect. You know, they just have a bad habit. And what I want to say tonight, I think it's something different than that. As a matter of fact, I want to say that the bad habit is really, it's really just our own hurt and our own pain that we haven't dealt with yet. And that pain and that hurt that hasn't been dealt with yet is just screaming out, I'm hurting. See, that the habit's just a cover-up. I'm going to go one step further. I don't even think it's a disease. I'm going to say it's more of a disguise. You know, because a lot of us, what we want to do is we want to skip over the hurt and pain, and we want to jump right into the bad habit. And you name it, whatever your bad habit is, if it's spending or drinking, or pornography, or shopping, or television, or lying, or overeating, the habit will never stop screaming until you get to the root of the hurt and the pain. See, a lot of us simply want to jump over the pain and hurt. We want to look at, you know, the habit. Maybe it's drinking. You know, I've got to stop drinking. And what happens is, maybe you'll conquer that habit. Maybe you will stop drinking. But what will happen is you'll just replace it with another bad habit. Because you haven't dealt with the hurt and the pain. And this is a sick and vicious cycle that will leave you at the doorstep of pain and misery every time. Every time. See, the habit's not the problem. It's just a symptom of the real problem. And there's good news. I have good news tonight that, you know, we can make some choices. We can make some decisions in our lives with God's help that we can become better people. We can find healing from our hurts, and we can experience greater joy and a deeper peace and a more enriching relationships, a more profound wisdom. And we can live out God's given potential for us. So how many would be interested in something like that? Absolutely. Absolutely. In fact, if you raised your hand, you're in the right place. Because that's what this program's all about. This program's about changed lives. And principle 1 says, realize I'm not God. I admit that I am powerless to control my tendencies to do the wrong thing, and that my life is unmanageable. And I don't want to minimize this one at all, because sometimes we just step right over principle 1. Because I think some of us still are acting like God. You know, we don't go around saying, I'm a deity or anything like that. But we're still doing the actions that make us look like gods. We're still trying to control other people. We're trying to control the marketplace, or we're trying to control our own destiny, our own future. Our lives are unmanageable, but we haven't admitted it yet. Personally, this one for me is quite easy. I know that I'm not God, and it's easier for me now to admit that I am powerless to control my own tendencies to do wrong on my own will. And that, to me, that's reality. That's reality, and that gives me hope. Principle 2 is we earnestly believe that God exists, that I matter to Him, and that He has the power to help me recover. In the midst of all of our lives, our difficulties in life, life in general, we're going to get peppered with pain and hurt. It's just going to happen. But the great thing is that we can be comforted by a God who has the power that I don't, to transform me into something wonderful and beautiful. That too gives me hope. That too is reality. So summary of Principle 1 and Principle 2 is this. I'll just give you a quick review. It's basically, I'm not God. I don't have the power to change myself. If I did, I would, but I don't, so I can't. But there's a God who is just crazy about me, who loves me unconditionally, who's wooing me into a relationship that's more deeper, more meaningful all the time. He wants to see me change too. And that's good news. But here's the deal. Principle 1 and Principle 2, if we just stop there, it doesn't really get us anywhere. I mean, yeah, it's nice things to know. They're very nice things to know. But it doesn't really bring about any kind of total transformation in our life. Because there's things that we know but don't change our lives. For example, I know if you can't find it at Walmart, it doesn't exist. I know that, but it doesn't change my life. There's a lot of things that we know that don't change our lives. So what I'm trying to say here is there's something more. There's got to be something more, something bigger than just simply knowing that God is God and He cares for us and that He has the power to help me change. And there is. There's Principle 3. See, this is a choice. This is a decision we have to make. This isn't just some knowledge or somebody telling us something. This is a choice that we have to make, a decision. And it's a crucial decision in our lives. And the rest of the principles, the rest of the 5 principles after this, are all based on this. This is the foundation for the rest of the 5 principles. We consciously choose to commit our lives and our wills to Christ's care and control.